Hi guys, Spartan765 here. Today I'm doing a video review on a gun I bought recently. Excuse me. That is the Henry AR-7 Survival Rifle. And many of you may have seen these in stores or online and, thought about buying one, but then were just like, not going to buy it. That was me for years. I would see one and I'd look at it and want to buy it, but didn't. The other day I went into Fleet Farm. They had one for $214, obviously brand new. I'm like, what the hell, I'm a prepper. It's a good SHTF gun, keep in your car in the trunk or whatever. And they're just great little plinkers. They'll feed just about anything. Or cycle just about anything. And the feeding issues, there's no feeding issues with this gun. First off, the accuracy on them isn't that bad. I mean, you can hit, cans at 50 meters with them, no problem. The sights are fully adjustable, well, to a point. It's got a blade front sight, and to adjust your windage, you have to drift that back and forth. Mine came just perfect right out of the factory, which was nice. Not often you get a gun, especially a rifle. You do with handguns, but now with rifles, just perfectly zeroed out of the factory. Windage or elevation is adjustable in the back. Sorry for the crappy camera, guys. This is a cell phone video. You loosen this screw and you can raise it either up or lower down. Two different sizes of peepholes in the back. There's a smaller one, and then there's one that's not maybe twice the size, just about twice the size when you flip the sight around. I like the smaller one because I like to be a little bit more accurate. The gun comes with 2 8-round magazines. Charging handle obviously collapses into the bolt, and that's so you can store it all in the stock. You can store the gun in, or the receiver in the stock with one magazine inserted, and this just comes off the back here. Now, as you can see, I got 2 other magazines in here. The funny thing is, and I don't understand why Henry does this, the gun only comes with 2 magazines. There's clearly a spot for a third one in here, so I had to go out and buy a third one. But it's like the whole concept of, getting a survival rifle, if there's a spot for a third magazine, I'd be willing to pay the extra $7-8 just to have that included with the gun right off the bat. Now, some people might not be, but I am. The receiver fits right in here. The barrel slides right in here. Takedown on these is, ridiculously simple. You have to have pretty much no knowledge of guns at all to take this apart. The barrel just unthreads here. You unthread the barrel nut, and the barrel comes off. Now, what this is a steel barrel with a plastic liner around it. As you can see, the barrel isn't very thick, and this is done for weight. The gun weighs just about 2.5 pounds. The barrel, I mean, it's not going to bend easily, but you definitely don't want to be, using your AR-7 as like a pry bar, on something. Because as thin as these barrels are, they will bend, obviously, easier than like a 1022 barrel. So you might want to, just treat it a little nicer than you would a 1022 if you abuse your guns. I don't. And when you torque these, another very important thing is just give it a nice snug fit. You don't need to wrench the shit out of it because you're going to damage it then. How you take the receiver out is you just loosen this in the bottom, twist it out, and the receiver comes right out the stock. It's just got your little flip safety here. The trigger pull on it, what is it? I know it's not a very pleasant trigger pull. Let's see. I'd say it's probably sitting right around 5.5 pounds. Fairly smooth trigger with a crisp break. 5.5, 6 pounds maybe. I'd say more like 6. But it is a survival rifle. It's not a target rifle. And it's got a little rail on top here where you can mount a scope if you want. I don't ever see myself mounting a scope to this. This is pretty much just going to be a little SHTF gun and an occasional plinker. Anyway, here she is. Overall, is it worth the money? Well, I think it's definitely worth the money, because especially if you've got kids or something and you want to, teach them to shoot, like a 22, a little semi-auto, very lightweight, easy for a kid to handle. The grip's a little wide, so I mean, if your kid has really small hands, probably wouldn't be the best, but I mean, they're great, you know, to teach a kid how to shoot, you know. But anyway, that's just my basic review on the gun. Any comments or questions, feel free to send me a message. Spartan765 out.